Sorry, we're running a few minutes late. I don't know if you think it's officially started. Sorry, we're just loading here. I'm not sure if here. Good morning, everyone. We're live from Tel Aviv. Sorry it took us a few minutes. We had a little bit of technical trouble, but we are here now. And so it's 9:30 a.m. here. We're excited for everyone to join us. If you can always watch this later when you wake up, in the U.S. or Australia. But for all the, Israel women that are watching right now, so I wanted to introduce you to Judith. So Judith is a mom of two, and she's been sexing up her veggies now for about, how long has it been?
4 weeks.
4 weeks. 4 weeks of sexing up your veggies. So how has it been, Judith? Like, what does it even, like, I'm sure so many people want to know, like, what's your story? Like, how did you even get started with sexing up your veggies? What does it even mean to eat 8 to 10 cups a day of veg? So tell us, like, what's been going on?
Okay, so about 4 weeks ago is when we came out of our quarantine lockdown here in Tel Aviv, and I, like many others, had put on, in addition to the let's say 15 kilos I had wanted to lose, I put on another 3 kilos during the quarantine. So I was up to 18 kilos that I really wanted to lose, and I was just feeling in a rut. Like, I've done Weight Watchers, I've done MyFitnessPal, I've done calorie counting. I feel like I've done basically a bazillion plans, and I just felt like I was in a rut and I wasn't sure what I should do. And I posted on Facebook on a different group that I was looking for a weight loss coach, that I wanted somebody to help me get on track. And a lot of people responded, and a lot of people had really great ideas. But my friend Jordana, who I know through our children, texted me and said, "I know everything you need to do. Don't go for a weight loss coach. I can help you." And I thought to myself, if you've seen Jordana, you know how great she looks. Oh, and I thought to myself, sure, Jordana, whatever works for you is not likely going to be working for me. But she wouldn't take no for an answer. She kept on texting me, and she called me, and she came to my house. And she came to my house, and she sat down, and she said, "Here's what you need to do. You need to," she basically said, you need to eat, she didn't quantify it. She said a ton of vegetables. At that time, she didn't quantify it. She just said a ton of vegetables. And she said, what will happen is your body will, first of all, naturally just the weight is going to come off. And on top of that, your body will lose its cravings for sugar and carbs and junk food and whatever else that I had been, eating on quarantine that I really wanted to cut out of my diet. And she said to give her 8 weeks. She was like, try it for 8 weeks. And in that moment, I said, all right, I can do anything for 8 weeks. I was like, fine, I'll do it. I'll do exactly what you tell me to do for 8 weeks, and we'll see how it goes.
So yeah, so I remember, like, you thought I was nuts, right? Like, you were like,
I thought it was going to be too hard. She was like, you're not going to eat any processed foods. You're not going to eat any sugar. You're not going to eat any more pasta. You're not going to eat this and that, and you're not going to miss it. And I was like, sure, Jordana, okay. But I said, I'm going to commit to you for 8 weeks. I'm going to follow the plan to the best of my abilities.
So when did you, like, talk a little bit about, because you had this feeling like, it's not going to work. Like, how could I give up sugar and carbs
Right.
and all of that? But at some point, like, you started to think of this as, like, a different mindset. So
Right.
I'd love to hear, like, about this, like, mindset shift in your head.
Okay. So there are lots of diets that say, or lots of people who, even when I posted on another group and I said, I really want help losing weight, lots of people said, oh, cut carbs, cut sugar, cut dairy, cut this, cut that. And I was like, not going to happen. I don't want a life without those things. What Jordana said to me was, we're not going to talk about what we're not eating. We're going to talk about what we are eating. And what we are eating is a ton of vegetables, any way you like them. Raw, cooked, stir fry, oven baked, and with seasonings and salt, because I had said, what about salt? I like salt. She was like, so put salt. Put salt in your vegetables. So we're gonna eat lots of vegetables. We're gonna eat fruit. I do eat a lot of fruit, and whole foods. Anything that's basically fresh and comes straight from the earth, basically. And she focused on that. She didn't say, you're not going to have this, you're not going to have that. And I was willing to give it a try. I was willing to give it a try. And she also said to me, and you're not going to be hungry, and you're not going to have cravings. And again, I was like, right, sure. I had just finished my quarantine binge, so I wasn't too optimistic. But as I said, I was at a point where I just wanted somebody to help me to get started, and I was willing to take a leap of faith and say I can do anything for 8 weeks, and I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, I remember that leap of faith, and just reminding me, like I remember I said to you, like if you just come into this with a little bit of faith and an open mind, like that's all I'm asking. Like, believe, that the power of vegetables to restore your body is unlike anything else that can exist on this planet. Like, you will, transform, and you will, like, get to become the version of yourself that you want to be. But you have to have a little bit of faith, right? Like, you can't do this if you don't believe in it.
Yep.
So tell us, like, what has the past 4 weeks been like for you? Like, I'm sure it wasn't easy, right? Especially in the, maybe tell us everything, but I'm sure in the beginning must have been hard, or maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Tell us, what has it been like?
Okay, so I changed the day that Jordana spoke to me in the morning. I went to the fruit and veg shop and stocked up on a bunch of fruit and vegetables. So I basically started that day. I think 2 or 3 days later, I saw I had lost like a kilo already. Okay, so there's no. Well, maybe it wasn't a kilo. Maybe it was a half a kilo, but there's nothing like seeing the scale move quickly to motivate. So in the beginning, it actually was not that hard. I was very motivated, and I happen to like. It's not that hard for me because I like vegetables, and I like salads, and I like cooked vegetables, roasted vegetables. It's not that hard for me, but for me, it was a lot more prep work.
Yeah.
I was feeling a little bit like a short order cook because, my kids aren't eating this and my husband wants this, and I was already now cooking a lot for myself, and I wasn't eating pizza. If my kids ordered pizza, I had to have a separate meal. So that in the beginning was hard. Then,
quick, can I want to stop you for a second. I wanted to just ask, like, when when you say with the prep work and stuff, like, I agree, like, it's a lot of work, and there is, like, another, like, a mindset shift that we need to bring in around this amount of work, because if we look at it as a negative thing, the whole point of the Sex Up Yur Veg lifestyle is to start looking at everything that feels bad or feels negative to turn it around into a positive. So instead of thinking about what we can't eat, we think about what we can eat, and then we look at it from a million different directions. Like, okay, so if I like pasta, then I'm going to make zoodles marinara. If I like lasagna, I'm going to make veggie sheet lasagna. There's so many ways. If I like cheese, I can create a vegan cheese at home with simple ingredients that we have at home. Everything is possible. So I would first ask you, like, what would you say to somebody who says, well, I don't like vegetables? Like,
oh, that's tough. Although, what I would say is, surely you like something. Start with what you like. There's a lot of recipes on the group of vegetables and things that I've never purchased. I don't know how to use them, but I'm starting to take notes and write down, because now that I started with what I liked, which was like easy stuff, just salads, and I started to throw in Instead of lettuce, I started to throw in purple cabbage, for example, and then it gave it just a nicer crunch.
Crunchy,
Yeah.
crunchy.
And I was like, hey, this is great. I kind of like it. And then what also made it, what I was getting to in terms of what made it easier over like a week or two was that my husband said, wow, that looks really good. I think I'd like some. And so I started then, yes, cutting more vegetables, but stopping preparing separate meals. And my children would say, wow, it smells really good in the kitchen.
It's the garlic.
Yeah, it smells really good. What are you making? And while they haven't gotten on board quite the same way as my husband has, they've started to taste more. They're more open. They're curious. And so in that respect, my cooking, while yes, I'm chopping a lot of vegetables, I'm thinking about vegetables a lot, I'm also not preparing 3 separate meals for my whole family anymore either, because my husband has basically gotten on board with me, and my kids depends what I make. Sometimes they're on board, sometimes they need something that's more along their favorites line. But we're getting there.
So one of like my mottos with Sex Up Your Veg is like, I've got my veggies on my mind and my mind on my veggies. Like I'm always thinking about vegetables, like, which vegetables do I want to cook today? Finding recipes. Like now that we have this group, it's amazing because you guys are sharing with us recipes and I'm getting inspiration like from, now we have this amazing chef on the group and I'm always copying her recipes. So just to give you an idea about like a positive mindset shift that I like to use around all the extra prep work, which there's no, doubt that there is a lot of cutting and chopping involved, is, I turn everything into pleasure. So if it means, putting my AirPods in and blasting Beyonce, to We Run the World or whatever, music you really like, and just get into it and feel like, this is your self-care. Like this is the number one self-care that you can do for yourself is taking care of your body. And I'm going to say before exercise, I think vegetables and their power to restore our body is way, if you had to choose one, I would choose that over exercise and do less exercise, spend more time preparing your vegetables so that you have what you need for your body to thrive. And so like, tell us more about like, how did you, like after you ate meals, like were you hungry? Were you feeling satisfied? Like, tell us about your sugar and carb cravings. Like people really, I think, really want to know about that.
So one of the things that Jordana said to me in the first meeting was that she promised me I wouldn't be hungry. I didn't need to count calories, no portion sizes. I could eat as much vegetables as I wanted. Okay. And so I did. I just did. I had like an enormous salad, or I would make a huge stir fry. And I wasn't hungry. As a matter of fact, I was so full that
Ken, you need to figure out how much your body really needs in the beginning.
Yes,
like,
but
so true.
But for me, I was so full that I didn't want anything else. I didn't need, if I felt like something sweet, you know what, having a piece of pineapple or a peach right now or cherries, a piece of fruit was enough for me to skip the chocolate or the ice cream or whatever else I had been eating, during the quarantine period, and that my kids still eat sometimes. I just didn't crave it. And I also I really love salty. And I had said to Jordana, but what about, salty? I'm going to want like some chips or, I'm going to want something. And she had said, put salt, use salt on your vegetables, use salt and make it, tasty for you, whatever suits your taste buds. And I did. And I haven't craved anything salty either. I had really very few cravings except for a few tiny things. I don't know if you want me to
talk about it. People want to know. They have the same.
So I loved Diet Pepsi. It is so sweet and delicious and everything. And I even posted about it on the group a couple of weeks ago. It took me, I didn't cut Diet Pepsi right away. It took me about 2.5 weeks maybe until I didn't want it anymore. But I don't want it anymore.
So you don't want it anymore, huh?
No, I haven't had a Diet Pepsi and we're talking about somebody who drank like a liter of Diet Pepsi a day, like a lot. I loved it. And I just switched to water. I just switched.
So like, how would you compare this to like a diet or a weight loss program or anything that you've done in the past? Like, because I at least I found that anything else I've tried in the past, I was never able to maintain my weight after. I'd always go back.
Right.
To going up on the scale. So how does this compare, and how do you see this like working for you in the long term?
So I really don't think of this as a diet. I've really made a shift in my mind that this is not a diet. This is a lifestyle that I've chosen to go on. I feel so good. I feel like my skin looks better. I feel energized. I feel good. I know that I'm putting healthy whole foods into my body, and that I'm being a role model to my children and to my husband. And I don't want to go back to, never mind the weight loss, weight loss aside, which is awesome and I'm happy about it. But beyond the weight loss, I don't want to go back to how I was eating before. I know this is so much better and healthier for me.
That's amazing. So, okay, look, everyone's dying to know what are your results. So you've been sexing up your veg for 4 weeks now. Let's just like make it very clear what it means to sex up your veg, because I really want everybody to understand, when we say sex up your veg, we only mean 2 things. One is you're eating 8 to 10 cups a day of vegetables. And number 2 is you're eliminating processed food from your diet. So you're not going to get the same results if you aren't eliminating processed food from your diet. So if you're eating, once a day cereal or pizza or something, but still getting your 8 to 10 cups, you're not going to get the same results that we're talking about here. So really you need to eliminate processed food, which is actually easy when you implement 8 to 10 cups, because there really is no room left, like for anything else, except for your other foods in moderation. So what we do is we make our plate primarily vegetables, and then around it, we fill it with all of the foods in moderation that we're supposed to have, like nuts and oils and healthy carbs, and everything else that are whole foods. So, okay, ding, ding,
So
ding.
it's been 4 weeks, and I've lost 5.5 kilos.
Wow, 5.5 kilos. Can you tell us what is that in pounds? Because
that's
I know
12 pounds.
12 pounds in 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
12 pounds in 4 weeks.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, and it was really easy. It was, in the grand scheme of things, it was really easy, really healthy, fabulous choice, and I've even stopped thinking about 8 weeks. It's just a lifestyle. It's crazy.
Wow,
it's crazy.
That's amazing.
She's
I'm
crazy.
So I'm crazy, guys. I am a little bit crazy, okay? But like, this shit works.
Yeah.
Like, it just works. So just tell us, like, emotionally, like, how do you feel? Like, you must be really proud of yourself.
I'm really proud of myself. We were talking a couple of days ago, and Jordana said, "What is the thing you're the most proud of?" And I said, "The thing I'm the most proud of is not my weight loss. The thing I'm the most proud of is the way that I've chosen to eat healthy, and that how quickly and wonderful the choice was to go from a lot of unhealthy foods to just whole foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, healthy oil, good oils. It just feels wonderful. It really feels good. That's what I'm most proud of. So I would have said I can't do it. But you know
I think what you're saying is that, like, you're really proud of yourself for stepping into your power. That's what it's really about. It's like taking over your mind so that you can take over your body, because at the end of the day, it really is just a mind thing. It's about taking over your mind so you can take over your body and step into your power as a woman, become a role model to your family, to your husband and kids. So what would you tell, like, any of the ladies who are watching who are thinking, I can't do this, it's not for me, it's never going to work, it sounds nuts?
Right. Okay, all of those things I've heard and felt and thought, and I would say give it a chance. Give it a chance. But it has to come from your mind. You have to make the decision that you're going to give it 100% of a chance. You'll see results. If weight loss is your goal, you'll see results almost immediately, and that will help, I think, continue the motivation to continue. Give it a chance, but you have to be ready in your mind. My mindset when I posted on Facebook weeks ago was ready. I was ready to do something. I didn't know what, but I wanted to do something. So your mind has to say, I am ready to make a commitment to something. If you make a commitment to this lifestyle, I think you'll be really satisfied with your choice.
I think so too. Okay, ladies, you heard it straight from Judith. I'm going to keep repeating the same thing over and over because it really, like, this is, you have to retrain your brain to make it like really, really clear to yourself and to believe and have faith that the power of vegetables to restore your body to its natural weight is unlike anything else that exists on this planet. If you can simply have the faith and believe in that, you will start this kind of lifestyle. You'll start to see results right away, like Judith did, because your body is thanking you for giving it what it needs to thrive. Vegetables are medicine to restore your body. So give it what it needs. It's going to start working right away. And share your results with us, because you know what? The more everyone shares the results, the more motivation it is for everybody to get on board with this healthier lifestyle and really stop obsessing over our weight. I know I obsessed over my weight since I was maybe like 10 years old, like up until I was 36, until I started this kind of lifestyle. And like, think about all of the anxiety that we all go through thinking about all this stuff and counting calories and buying these weight loss programs and yo-yoing up and down. And think about what we can teach our own kids, if we know this, that they won't have to go through that. So I think this is really powerful stuff. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to share with you guys that we will be having a little Sex Up Your Veg rooftop party to get everybody, together in Tel Aviv. This is specifically for Tel Aviv because that's where I live. So we're going to invite everybody over to my roof. I think we'll have space for about, maybe 25, 30 girls. And you'll get to, hear more about what it means to sex up your veg, what the lifestyle's like. Judith will be there. You can ask her any questions. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. And everybody can find a dish from the Facebook group that they love and recreate it and bring it. And we're just going to have tons of fun. So last thing, I just wanted to remind you that on Sunday at 1 p.m., we have Alana Hart, the nutritionist, joining us. And she's going to, talk to us about women's health. She's going to talk to us about 8 to 10 cups of veggies a day. And so you're going to hear from her as a nutritionist what she thinks about that. And she's going to answer some of your questions. So feel free to add questions to, this live, and we will pick the best ones that are relevant for the group, and we will answer them live on Sunday at 1 p.m. All right, guys, have a great weekend. It was fun. Ciao for now. Bye. Bye. Woo!